My guest on this episode is a mom, a military spouse, a nonprofit founder, and a woman who radiates presence and purpose. She shares how she walked away from the corporate world to build something rooted in community, harm reduction, and mental health. We talk about pregnancy loss, the weight of motherhood, and what it means to find your authentic voice, even in the midst of grief. And yes, we talk about what it's like to win on the $100,000 pyramid game show too. This conversation is a celebration of bold colors, big courage, and the beauty of trying again. You're listening to the Courageous Public Health Podcast, episode 12. To all the courageous Black, Indigenous, and women of color leading in public health, this podcast is your space to turn up the volume on your courage. This space centers your voice. This space celebrates your passion. This space amplifies your courage. My role? To listen, to amplify, and to stand with you in the fight for equity. My name is Dr. Kristi McClamroch. I'm an epidemiologist, consultant, the founder and CEO of Courageous Public Health, and the host of the Courageous Public Health Podcast. Each week, I have unfiltered conversations with BIPOC women in public health about the challenges you face, the power you hold, and your vision for the future. We talk about the authenticity, vulnerability, and courage that you bring, not just to public health, but to every part of your lives. Because courage is about action, even in fear. It's about taking up space, leading unapologetically, refusing to be erased, and knowing you never have to do it alone. If you're ready to turn up the volume on your courage, if you're ready to take up space, if you're ready to smash the racist, patriarchal, cisnormative, heteronormative, ableist, capitalistic systems, then let's dive into this brand new episode. Thank you for joining me on this episode. I'd like to start by introducing myself if you're brand new to the podcast, or reintroducing myself if you're a returning listener. My name is Dr. Kristi McClamroch, and I am the CEO of the Courageous Public Health Consulting Firm, where we support public health organizations through workshop design and facilitation and speaking engagements. I am so excited to introduce you to my guest on this episode. Let me formally introduce her, and then we'll jump right into our conversation. Tansy McNulty is a social justice advocate and the founder and CEO of 1 Million Madly Motivated Moms, 1M4, a nonprofit organization dedicated to ending police violence in the United States by 2038. Tansy is a thought leader in the fields of police accountability, mental health, and safety alternatives, with a focus on public safety transformation and community-based approaches. With a deep understanding of the intersection of social justice, police accountability, and mental health, Tansy is committed to creating positive generational change in the world. She is a leading voice in the fight against police violence, advocating for innovative solutions that are data-proven to increase public safety and decriminalize mental illness. With Tansy's leadership, 1M4 released the first of its kind national directory, The Right Response, to assist community members in locating local response teams trained to provide on-site, care-centered responses to people experiencing mental health emergencies. Since its relaunch in 2024, nearly 4,000 unique visitors have referenced the tool, and it has been featured in national media outlets such as Good Morning America, Third Hour, Business Insider, Essence Magazine, and Biz Journal. Let's connect my conversation with Tansy McNulty right now. Hi, Tansy. It's so great to have you here. How are you doing?
Hello. So great to be here, Kristi. I am doing well, doing really, really well, and just excited to talk to you today.
I'm so excited myself. So I'm going to have you go ahead and start by introducing yourself, and then we'll jump in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am Tansy McNulty. I do a lot of stuff to keep people healthy and well and to prevent harm. But the easiest way to remember what I do is I am a problem solver, and I'm a mom who solves very complex problems.
That's I love really that. It. Oh my gosh, I love that. A mom who solves very complex problems. I mean, yeah. I think most moms could probably say that they solve.
We all do it.
We all do it.
It's just I do it in a very specific way.
Yes,
but
you do
all
it.
of us do it.
You do it, and then there's like a plus. You're like solving difficult problems plus a little star, a little asterisk.
Yeah. For my household and for yours, and everyone else's too.
Yes,
it's just a little bit different.
So, do you hear that?
Oh, that was a car that went by. It's probably on my side. It was a car that went by.
I just was like, what's happening? Is there an earthquake?
Yeah,
I'm in California. Northern California. What's happening?
You definitely want to know if that's what's going on.
Yes, absolutely.
No, just a truck. In Virginia, a truck.
Oh, that's really funny. That's really funny. Okay, so what were we just saying? Okay. I really appreciate that. But before we hit record, you clarified to me that you don't identify as a public health professional, but you absolutely are doing the work of public health. And, that's something that I think we're going to get to dive into too. But I'm absolutely glad to have you as someone who does the work of public health. Yes.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Glad to dive in.
Yes. Okay. So, the first question for the first topic that I want to talk about is courage, right? Courageous public health. So, bravery is taking action without fear, while courage is taking action despite fear. And I would love to hear some examples from your professional life, and also from your personal life where you have acted courageously.
Such a good question. So and I'm glad you specify that it's moving despite fear, because there are a lot of scary things, but we do the things to protect people and to keep people healthy because it's the right thing to do. And because we want to leave this world in a better place, right? So when you say being courageous, top of mind, the first thing that pops up is when I left corporate America. I used to work for some major corporations, helping them save money, reduce costs, and lean up processes. But I honestly did not care about the work. I was just doing it because I had a couple degrees, economics bachelor's, and then an MBA in supply chain management. So I just know how to save money, reduce costs, lean up processes. And I just did not care. And I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I called? What is my thing? Right. And, so I left. I left corporate America after over a decade in supply chain management, working on logistics and transportation. And I said, I want to work on something that's going to save lives. And so I left. And then 2 years after leaving, I had a couple kids in there. Popped them out, boom, boom. Had a couple kids. And that's when I launched the organization in 2018. And I left corporate, I guess it was 2016 when I left corporate, and then started it in 2018. Yeah, so that jumping out without a safe, like not knowing what you're doing, just knowing you felt led to do something transformative, something life-changing for a lot of people, something that could reduce harm in communities. Like, it's scary when all I'm used to talking about is how to get things from point A to point B and making sure we do it in the most cost-effective manner. Well, now I just kind of shifted. I just do it on the social justice side, where I'm just making sure people can live longer from point A of life to point B, and reducing your trauma, reducing the harm that's in your life, particularly when it comes to state types of violence or police violence. And yeah, so that was probably the most courageous thing that I did, was just leaving that company, those companies, and walking away, knowing that I was walking into something that I technically had no experience in. I wasn't experienced in social justice or mental health advocacy. It was, I'm a mom. I just brought 2 Black boys into this world. I need to make sure that they can live healthy and thrive. What can I do right now, 20 years in advance of when they'll possibly need it, to set them up for a healthier future and a more well future? And I did it. And still thinking about it, I'm like, oh my goodness. Every time another year rolls by, I'm like, what was I thinking? But I did it. We're almost at year 7. I'm at year 6 and 10 months. It'll be 7 years this summer that I've been doing this full time, all in. I would say it's a lot of hours a week, more than 40 hours a week doing it. But yeah, walking away from a steady paycheck. And I went a few years without a paycheck up until 3 years ago. So 4 years with nothing, just the money that I had saved, and really sewn it into what I believed in and what I know could work if we put the right resources, the right people behind it. And yeah, so walking away from that took a ton of courage. And then the title that came with it, I was a pretty good professional, people knew Tansy does this really, really well. Call her to go and start something fresh. And you be the new kid on the block. It can shake you up a little bit when everybody's like, "Who are you again?" Like, I'm Tansy. I just started this 3 months ago. You just jump out there, but you learn how to fly. You jump, you fly. Now you're gonna dip, and it's gonna terrify you. You're gonna almost hit the ground, but you will absolutely glide and then soar, and then you'll get your sea legs under you, and you'll take off. So that's probably the first one that pops top of mind.
That's so powerful. I mean, you became a mom and you said, I need to do this for my boys and for all the other Black boys who are going to have to deal with this, when they get to be adults, or not even adults.
Not even adults.
Not
around
even
the age
adults.
Of 11, between 11 to 15, yeah. They look like adults to some people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's really powerful. And I'm assuming that you must have had some good support to be able to change directions with your career.
So my biggest support system has absolutely been my family.
Yeah,
it's absolutely my family, and particularly my husband. We're an active duty military family. He's a pilot in the Air Force. And to go from 2 incomes to 1 for years, not for like a month or 2, for some years, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. So for him being a supporter, and then the rest of my family being my first donors are my family members, my mom, my cousin. So when people out here fundraising, I didn't even have to ask them. They see the link pop up. They're like, here. And I was like, oh my God, my family trusts me to do this that I have not done before. I can't say I haven't done it before. I haven't done it in this capacity. I've always been a giver, always been a problem solver. But to step out and launch my own organization, that's a big step. And for my family, just to, here you go. We know you're going to, we know you will steward it well. Take it and go. And so by far, my biggest support system has been my family. And they still are, honestly, still are.
Right. I can totally relate to that. I've had, a couple things that I've done in my life where I've started, and forgone a paycheck to do what I really wanted to do. And, my family has been really generous, to, help me get to where I want to be and do what I want to be. And I mean, it's really about my family's been really supportive for me to live the life, live my best life, live the life that I really want to live. And it's, that's very special. And of course we know that, not everyone has family support. And so when we have it, it's something to be extremely, extremely grateful for.
I could not agree more.
So I know in terms of family, you mentioned, to me earlier that you used your courage in starting your family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I am one of the 25% of the women. 1 in 4 women have had a miscarriage. I am one of them. Right. My first pregnancy, we miscarried, and it took courage to desire to get pregnant again after that, and then to also do it and try to enjoy it and not be so fearful. So first child, I miscarried. Second one I carried, and he was premature, but I carried him to 37 weeks. But I had preeclampsia, severe preeclampsia with him. And so even though, and I didn't find that out until we got really toward the end. And so I enjoyed the pregnancy. I didn't take many pictures. I wish I had taken many pictures. I think I was always a little bit scared, but even to just move forward with it and to go through with it, it took an immense amount of courage. And then I did it again. So after having a preeclampsia with that one, I was like, okay. And then we had he's our surprise, our beautiful surprise. We were not planning, but we have a beautiful surprise in there. And with that one, I had what they call a placenta abruption. And it's a very traumatic type of labor, if you want to call it labor. It's very painful. And so to even have those additional 2 after the miscarriage took an immense amount of courage, because it's very scary when you lose a child or you lose a pregnancy. It shakes you. It shakes you in so many ways. So you have, the physical healing, but then the mental part of it just weighs on you. Like, oh my, can I do this? Like, I've never done it, but like, I don't know if I can do it, right? The first time I did it, it didn't go like I would have liked for it to go. But then pressing through, and to have these 2 little boys, you'll probably hear them in the background. I will try to mute, but they're allowed. But having these 2 little boys running around now, I don't regret it at all. I'm so grateful to have been courageous in that moment to say, we can do this. Let's try. And then we got our second little beautiful surprise that came along as a cherry on top. But yeah, to continue through pregnancy after miscarrying, it takes an immense amount of courage. So to all the 25% out there, the women who have gone through it, I see you, I am you, I feel you, and I understand. But if that's something that you desire, keep trying. Be courageous for you, and then for the little you that's coming along that will eventually make their way here. Keep trying.
It's like, it sounds to me like you had your miscarriage, and then you tried again. You tapped into your courage. You tried again. And even though that was difficult, you actually were gathering evidence that you could do this and you could have a child. And then, like, I feel like gathering evidence, like, I will be courageous. I will do something that takes a lot of courage. And then when there's a positive outcome, I'm like, oh, that's evidence for the next time.
That I can do it.
That I can do it. And not even, it doesn't even have to be the same context. Just like every time there's a piece of evidence, yes, I can do this. It can be used in any other part of life.
Literally with any hard thing.
Yeah.
I did that. I can definitely do this PowerPoint 30 slides for the state. Like I just had a human. Like after not having a human, like I had a human. I can do anything. Like it literally applies to any hard thing. Like you're right. It's data gathering. It's evidence gathering. It's proof. Like you're literal living proof that you can do tough things. And then after you do it, you're like, oh, that wasn't even that hard. That wasn't that hard. It's okay. Yeah. And then you get a whole nother child and you're like, oh,
what did I do?
But now, since I've had three issues, I'm I'm out.
Yeah.
I've been courageous enough in that space in life.
You know what?
We're complete.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, you sound like you are complete.
We are completely done. We're not swinging any more bats. We got two. Two and through is what I say. 2 and through.
I love it.
That's the truth.
So I know that there's another way that you have been courageous that we talked about.
Literally the other day.
Oh my gosh. I got, just to tell our listeners, I got on LinkedIn and I just wanted to check your recent posts just to, because we hadn't met before. You were referred to the podcast by Lisa Howard, who we both are very fond of. And she's amazing. Hi, Lisa. You're amazing. And so I was looking and I saw this post about you being on $100,000. What is it? $100,000 pyramid?
That's it. $100,000 pyramid on ABC.
Oh my gosh.
Or Disney Plus, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
So I would love for you to tell the audience a little bit about that because.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yes. Yeah. So this was literally the other day, right? Like less than a month ago. So I do really heavy work. Like I'm working in harm reduction, working to create these resources for people in the time that they need them. And I do a lot of things for a lot of people outside of myself. And there's a friend that asked me some months ago, like, what do you do for you? Like not tied to, system of oppression or harm or mental wellness. Like, what do you do just for you? And I was like, okay. I never answered. But now I have an answer, right? I love game shows. I love them. I'm one of those people who turn on Game Show Network or on prime time and I'm watching, I'm screaming at the TV, all the answers, right? But this particular game show, $100,000 Pyramid, I've loved for years. I think I picked it up during the pandemic when I started watching some of the older seasons and then just like every day after work, going. So anyway, I applied. So the little thing you see at the end says, hey, we're looking for people. I did it. And then fast forward a year plus later, and I was actually on the show. And like to go through that experience, it was truly amazing. It was timely. Everything was amazing. I don't really know how to describe it other than being like in a dream. Like those few days felt like a dream state. People were so kind. The staff is kind. The host is incredibly kind. Like all these people are truly kind. I meet a lot of people in this work, a lot of, celebrities or high profile people. Everyone is not kind. But that's the truth. But they are. They truly are. You could probably see it from watching the show and just how warm everyone is. But, to step out and be like, you know what, I'm just going to apply and see what happens. That takes courage to put your information in and just see, like, let me just see what happens. Let me just try it. I know sometimes we talk ourselves out of things like, that'll never happen. Because you could not have told me that I would be sitting in the winner's circle on a show that I have screen watched for years.
Scream watch. That's a great term.
Screen watching this show that I will be sitting there in the winner's circle sometime later and winning. Like and I won. Like if you hear nothing else I say about courage or stepping out on faith, just do it. Just try. Just try. If it's something that you've always dreamt of or some system you want to create or some resource or some tool or some outreach, try it. See what happens. Your mind could possibly be blown in front of millions of people.
What I loved too about what you posted, I think you posted it on Instagram. Was it Instagram?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The recap was on
the recap.
Instagram.
So, not just that you posted the little clip of your win, which was amazing. It was like my stomach was in my throat or my throat was in my stomach, whichever way that goes. I was like so anxious, like, even though I knew that you obviously won something, I was still, what's going to happen? But what was so great is that you also posted videos of reactions of the people who love you, who were watching and were so excited and lit up, and your children and your family and your friends. I have to say, please, I think for everyone, when you have opportunities to share things like that, I mean, that made my day. I just was smiling from ear to ear. And I will remember that. And I will tell my husband about that when I see him tonight. And I will tell my kid when I see her tonight, because there are these simple ways that sometimes I think we can really lift each other up, that sometimes we forget about or don't think about. And that was just a reminder of when you have a win, oh my gosh, share the win.
Always share your wins. Because then your wins inspire other people to try to win or just try.
Yes.
Right? Just try. Right. And then that win and seeing my little nieces and nephews and them screaming. They were literally so screaming. Screaming. And one of my youngest little niece, and she was like, Tansy, Tansy. That's her. She was in shock. I just talked to her on FaceTime and now she's on my screen. You can see her little mind was like, wait a minute. Right. What is that?
Mind's blown.
Yeah, but share your wins. Share your wins for other people, but also remind yourself of your wins. I think sometimes we forget. I'm quick to forget what I did last week. Like, girl, like celebrate that. Pause, celebrate it, and then remember, especially in times where things get heavy or work is not going like you want it to go, or you're having what you feel like is a losing season, recall and remember, like, oh, wait, I went on my favorite game show and I won. And my family got to enjoy that moment with me. My family from across the globe got to enjoy that moment with me. Like, and so I know people, sometimes social media can feel so heavy and like, oh, I don't want to do this. It feels like I'm competing with other people. But remember that your social media and your phone by itself is for your remembrance too. It's your own personal vlog or your own personal, no one has to like it because you love it. It was your life. It was your win. You need to remember that and remember that feeling that it gives you so you can go to the next thing. So you can get your next win because there are going to be some seasons. There are going to be some valleys, especially in public health and anything health related right now. But anyway, anything health related, they're going to have some lulls. So celebrate those wins and remind yourself, if you don't want to post it on social, don't, but absolutely use your phone as a resource to remind you, like, I did do that.
Yeah.
I did. I saved that life. I reduced that harm. I helped get an incarcerated person out of prison. Like, yes. Remember every single win because you're going to need it during those heavier times.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting is when you remember something, if you can remember it in an embodied way, so you remember, but you're like also tapped into what you felt in your body, that your mind, your brain doesn't actually know that that's not happening now.
Know the difference.
It doesn't know the difference. And I think that's fascinating. And like, what an incredible tool. I mean, just for me, it's like, I did not know that was a thing. And now I know that's a thing. And so that is a tool that I put in my toolbox and I can use all the time. Like, we need to be shouting that to the heavens because
trick your brain. Our brains are so complex, by the way. Those things, these things. Oh my goodness. We think the iPhone, whatever number we're on now, is crazy. No, the way your brain is always working. You think you're relaxing, you're not, it's working. But the fact that your brain does not know the difference in what you're feeling or if you're remembering something or actually experiencing it, which sometimes when it comes to trauma can be heavy, but if you're remembering the good things and the wins and the great feelings and the smell of our newborn or the scent from back home, fresh baked, whatever those things are, it can literally lift our spirits. Yeah. Like it's amazing. It's amazing. So yes, share your wins for you. Your wins. Mainly for you. Other people can see it too. Great, but absolutely for you.
Yeah. Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, okay, let's move on to the next question, which is about power, about claiming and expressing your power, and particularly in spaces that may not always welcome it. And I'm wondering, how do you express and embody your power as a Black woman doing the work of public health?
I have learned, I am still learning, that I have to step into every space as my most authentic self. Like, I'm not the only person in mental health advocacy, public health, or social justice, but I'm the only Tansy McNulty in there. And so I have to step into that space with that, because if I don't show up as me, there's a gap. And I have to realize that I am filling a very specific gap. And so when you mentioned spaces that aren't always welcoming, I have spent I spent time in spaces that are very police centric or state sponsored centric. And they're like, what do you do? Like, let me tell you, when I first started, I brought myself and one of my members to a conference that was specifically for just law enforcement and clinicians, social workers. And we were the only like activists or organizers there. And so when they found out what I did, I was very vocal about, what I'm doing to work to end police violence. They were like, oh, but they all listened. And they were like, okay. So usually, even if you may disagree with people on most things, you can usually find something that you agree on. And they could agree that, oh, you're trying to send, clinicians, you're trying to send just people who can respond to people in their time of need. Like, yeah, the right ones. Yes. Trying to work on getting people the right response to their mental health needs. They're like, oh, well, yeah, we shouldn't be there anyway. That's fine. Like, you can always find something. But I had to show up as me. Like, I couldn't go in acting like a social worker or acting like a psychologist or acting like a law. No, I had to show up as Tansy. the mom who sees a very specific issue and is working to solve a very specific issue. And I had to grow in that confidence because still, in the grand scheme of things, I've been doing this work full time for 7 years. That is not a long time in like my lifetime, right? It's not a long time. So most spaces I step in, I'm the new person. I'm newer. I'm newer than your huge 100-year mental health organizations. We're newer than that. But what I've done and what we're doing is unique in that we're very clear on the problem that we're solving. And so even though we're new, we're very true to this. Like we're very clear that we are doing this well, doing this work well, getting people the right response to their emergencies, and we show up as us. And so you will see us, we're always going to have on our logo. We're always going to have on bright colors. Like you will, if you see me in a black suit, I'm probably at a funeral. If I'm at any networking event, any conference, any panel, any television show, I'm in something bright. I'm in a yellow, I'm in teal, I'm in green, I'm in the pink, these bold colors, because I have to show up like Tansy. Tansy doesn't like, I'm not going to have on black. I already have beautiful black skin. No, you don't need any more black. We're good. We're good. You're getting gold. You're getting teal. You're getting fuchsia. Every color of the rainbow I'm coming in there with. And so from me stepping into my power is my presence. I'm going to show up bold, black, and loud, like really loud colors, because that's who I am. And so I just encourage anybody else, when you're trying to shrink or trying to fit in, like, what are they wearing to this conference? You can find out what the general theme is. Is it business casual? Is it, business? Is it cat? That's good. Noted. But wear what you're going to be comfortable in. Step into that space with what you're comfortable. If you don't wear 9-inch heels, don't let your first conference be you wearing 9-inch heels. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. You're so much more confident when you're comfortable. Yeah. I'm more confident when I'm comfortable. So you will see me in very loud colors and some patterned shoe of some sort or a sneaker. Like that's how I show up. And that's how I feel best. Right. And I show up best when I feel best.
Yeah. Well, so for our listeners, you are wearing a white t-shirt, but it's got bright teal on it. It is your logo. It
does. And then I have my earrings.
And then you have your earrings that go. I love that. Mm-hmm. I've had people ask me, what should I wear as a podcast guest? And I'm like, oh my gosh, wear whatever you are feeling in the moment. You want to, wear something, please.
Right.
But other than that's my only requirement. That's it. That's it. Otherwise,
are you covered? Are the important things covered?
Are the important parts covered? And then otherwise, like, oh my gosh, you do you. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I've been doing, which I don't usually do, is wearing lipstick. So I've been putting on lipstick for all of my interviews. And part of that is because my mom was obsessed with lipstick. My mom would, she had a million lipsticks, and she was always wearing lipstick. And so every time she'd see me, she'd be like, Kristi, could you put on a little lipstick for me? Like just a little, and of course, I certainly in my teenage years, I balked and said, I'll wear lipstick, but it's going to be black lipstick. And, she's like, brother. Yeah. And then, later, like I would do it to humor her sometimes, but, anyway, so she died 2 years ago, and it occurred to me, no, thank you. But it occurred to me that that's actually a way for me to feel connected to her is, so I went out and I bought some lipsticks. And so my thing is like, okay, what lipstick do I want to wear today for this interview? So
that color is dope. That's a really good color too. Yeah. I love that you're enjoying that, and it connects you to her because she enjoyed it too. Like, yes. I love that. And it helps you feel, and people always say that you put on lipstick and mascara, you're good to go. You feel better sometimes, but I don't do well with makeup. That color is fire. Your color is fire.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the great thing is like, we all get to have different things, right?
We do.
We all get to.
That's what makes us unique and special.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. This is so great. So I love everything you shared, and I want to just kind of wrap up by asking you about your vision for the future. And, particularly thinking about your vision for the future in terms of the work that you do, in terms of the communities that you work with. But then I also want to find out about your personal vision for your own future as a Black woman.
Ooh, Kristi.
Ooh.
You put it back on me. I can always tell you what I want for other people.
No, that's why it's stretchy. It's a stretchy question. That's why I ask it.
Okay, let me start with the easy one. My vision for other people, for the communities I serve, which are overwhelmingly Black communities or marginalized communities, is that every community has the right response to their health need, mental and physical, at the time that they need it, and that they're met with care, and it's health-centric and care-centered and rooted in the community right where they are, right? I want them to have adequate mental and physical health care right where they are for their specific need. That is my vision for the future. I want good health and wellness to be a right and not just a privilege, depending on where your zip code is. I want everyone to be healthy and have the resources they need to be healthy and live thriving lives. That's what I want for the community. For myself, what do I want for Tansy? I want Tansy to laugh more. That's what I really want. I want belly laughs, tears in my eyes from laughter and not just from pain or things that I see in the community, but I want belly laughter in my future. I think that's the thing that I want most right now. Yeah. And to be able to laugh with my children too, because they're 7 and 8, and they giggle. Between Lila in the Loop and Wildcrats and all the people we watch all of PBS. Like, we need PBS to stay around. Like, we watch all of it. Like, please keep PBS. But anyway, I want to be able to laugh with them, just laugh freely and watch them grow up healthy, thriving, and men and good people. But we need more laughter. I need more laughter. Well,
I'm glad that we've gotten to laugh during your interview.
You know what? I have laughed a lot in this interview, and I'm loving that. I love that for me and for you too.
I love that for all of us. Our listeners get hear lots of laughter. Hopefully, you've been laughing along with us.
I hope so.
And feel inspired. I definitely feel very inspired talking to you. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's been great.
Yeah. That was just an incredibly joyful conversation. Sometimes courage is stepping away from certainty to build something new. Sometimes courage is trying again after heartbreak. Sometimes it's wearing bold colors, applying to a game show, and laughing with your kids after a long day. Tansy reminds us every time courage is worth celebrating. I loved that so much. You can connect with Tansy on LinkedIn to learn more about her and her courage. All the links to connect with her are on our show notes page for this episode, located on our website, courageouspublichealth.com, under episode 12. Before you return to your day, think of someone in your life who would be moved by this conversation and take a moment to share this episode with them. If you're listening on a podcast app, you can send it via text or share directly to social media. And if you're on our website, the sharing buttons make it easy to spread the word. Thanks so much for being here. Until our next episode, stay courageous. Thank you for listening to the Courageous Public Health Podcast. Visit courageouspublichealth.com to find the show notes for each episode and learn how to connect with us.